Tee Higgins is getting the non-exclusive franchise tag in Cincinnati. Buys the Bengals more time if they are indeed trying to get a deal done with Tee Higgins. And to me, that is the most important part of what was reported by James Rapian of SI, covers all things Bengals. His report and his sources say that Higgins' camp expected to get tagged, that they knew this was coming, and that the two sides want to work and get a deal done. That Higgins wants to be in Cincinnati and Cincinnati wants to pay Higgins. That they are both in this conversation together as two parties that want to work it out and get the deal done. That to me is the worst sign, that they both want to get a deal done. Not that he got tagged, because the tag is not the end of the story. If the player had no intention of signing there, then it wouldn't matter. He'd find a way out of there. They'd end up moving on. They'd end up trading. He'd end up talking to other teams, trying to get a deal done, trying to negotiate something less than 2 first-round picks, which is what happens if you go by the letter of the law. That never happens. Nobody ever signs a player that's been hit with a non-exclusive tag and then just passes over to. It never happens, guys. That never happens. Yeah. What happens with an unhappy player is they find a way to get traded and moved and go to another team and sign an extension with another team. But if both sides are really talking in earnest and wanting to get a deal done, that's what will kill him getting out of Cincinnati and potentially landing him with the Pats, not the tag. Don't be consumed with the tag. Be more consumed with what these two parties want. And it looks like and sounds like at this point in time, they still want each other. They're still in love. These two want to stay married. They're working it out through counseling. They're sticking together.
Well, it's Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day was last week. I worry about these type of deals because I do know the quarterback wants him. I think the quarterback needs him. I actually think Jamar Chase thinks he needs him because it takes some of the pressure off him. They like when they're playing at a high level, working together. Doesn't always last. They're going to have some hits on defense. The team's going to get worse. But, man, can we do what Miami did? Pay our quarterback $65, pay a receiver $30, pay another receiver $33? The answer is yes. You can do whatever you want to do. Feels to me like Tee Higgins wants to stay.
Rapian writes, last year, the Bengals tagged Higgins, and there wasn't much dialogue about a long-term contract. He was the only player that was tagged by his team last offseason that then didn't sign a long-term extension. He writes, this year feels different. The Bengals plan to sign the star receiver to a long-term deal, sources say. Higgins changed agents in December. He's moved on to a new agency and new agents. And the move is one of the many reasons why Higgins could stick around in Cincinnati for the foreseeable future. So Joe Burrow goes on the publicity tour over the course of the month of January into February saying, T is a need. That is his quote. He said, T is a need for this team. He's made it pretty apparent what he believes about the situation. Higgins wants to stay. They plan on signing him to a long-term contract. The quarterback is out there publicly advocating for him to make a return. Those are the most important factors in this. If that conversation blows up, yes, he could become available. And the Pats are in a position that they could get a deal done to get him. So the biggest concern for me is, oh, crap. They all want to get a deal done there, and he wants to stay. He doesn't want to get out of there. He's not consumed with hitting the market to get every last dollar. And what the tag is for right now is that the Bengals can exclusively continue to negotiate with him beyond March 4th. They can keep him out of the free agency pool. And with that, they can drive his price down in those negotiations. And get what will be not top dollar. They'll have to sign him to a big deal to get him to agree. But maybe they save $2 or $3 million a year on what the total value of that deal ends up being. That might be how they work it. That's tough.
I think he's off the board.
I think he is.
I think it's done.
But not because of the tag.
Yeah.
So if you're hoping for him to shake free, you better hope that the Bengals insult him with their offers, because if that happens, this could all change. And apparently his mother's been on social media.
That's nice. That always helps. That helps. It helps a lot. Hey, Ma! Get in on him, though. I want them in on him. I know they're not going to get him. I just want them in on him. That's the guy we view as a good guy. We want him.
She posted on X, selfish bastards.
Oh.
It's good. It's good.
And then that was the entire tweet.
Yeah.
Selfish bastards is all she wrote. And then everyone starts, obviously, covering this. The tweet went out last night at 7:56 p.m. Selfish bastards. And people are like, please tell me this isn't about the Bengals. And she said, it's not. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, nope.
Someone else wrote, Mama has spoken. She's pissed. And she just wrote, no, I'm not. It's like, come on. You're putting that out there to send the message and then trying to say it's not about that? I don't know. Pretty sure Tee Higgins' mom is making the thoughts clear. And by the way, it is a selfish move on the part of the Bengals. They are selfish bastards. Like every other NFL team, they're trying to leverage your son. Yep, this is what they do. And it is. It's about them. It's not about him.
Well, that's where he played.
Trying to get him at a lower price. He wants to be there. That's the biggest impediment here. That's the problem. He wants to stay there.
It's Joe Burrow. It's Joe Burrow. You get to play with Joe Burrow.
Give me a diva. I want to escape. I want me. I'm my own guy. I want to start my thing. That's what you want.
It's his desire to be there that is going to stop this from him going to New England or anywhere else. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. It's not the tag. It's his desire.
It's not the tag.
Guy wants to stay there. That's why you should consider him off the board. That sucks.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.